Hello everyone, my name is Gurnap and welcome to the first episode of Farming Discussions, the show where I talk to you about various topics such as movies, TV shows, and well that's it, I don't want to talk about anything else. Now before the video continues, I just want to explain what this show is. Now, sorry, I had to burp. Now I've been wanting to do a show like this where I talk to you about various topics, mainly just talk to you about trailers, movies, and whatnot. What most people do is they watch the trailer, then they talk about it. But I thought that would be a little bit boring, so I thought of an idea about what if I just talk about it while farming resources on a video game. Hence the name Farming Discussions. All right, now I got the discussion out of the way, got the explanation out of the way. Sorry, had a long day. Anyway, let's get with the topic. Now the topic for this episode is going to be for the Morbius movie starring Jared Leto and set to release in July 31st. Now, before I talk about anything else, I just want to say that the trailer looks fantastic. I think Jared Leto's going to do great as Morbius, the living vampire, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the franchise. All right, now that I got my compliments out of the way, let's talk about who Morbius is, because a lot of you probably don't know who Morbius is. Now I just want to get something out of the way. Morbius is not your traditional vampire. His curse comes more science than magic. Dr. Michael Morbius had a rare blood disease which was killing his blood cells and basically killing him, making his immune system terrible and really just not making his life not that great. And so Michael Morbius thought of the idea of mutating himself with bad DNA or whatever. I don't really know how the process went down, but I just know that he mutated himself and turned himself into a vampire. Again, not your traditional magical vampire. No supernatural powers with shape-shifting, turning into mist, none of that bullshit. He basically has the basic abilities of normal superhero, strength, speed, and stamina, and some of the other abilities. But other than that, he doesn't really have much. Doesn't really have that many weaknesses either. Really, the only weakness is his insatiable thirst for blood. And then what that means is that he craves blood like a drug addict, basically. Like he needs blood. And the blood helps because it sustains him. Like he can go a month without food as long as he has blood. Now, it's a good resource, but terrible procedure to go through. I mean, I wouldn't like it if I had to eat people's throats just to survive. I don't think anyone will. But anyway, now that I've talked about Morbius a little bit, let's talk about the trailer itself, starting with the graffiti Spider-Man. Now, in the trailer, you see Morbius walking down an alleyway, passing by a graffiti picture of Spider-Man with the word murderer across it. Now, this is obviously pointing towards Spider-Man Far From Home, from which Spider-Man was framed of killing Mysterio and his identity was revealed. So, I don't think we're going to get much more than that into Spider-Man's world than just that graffiti, but who knows? We might get more than just a picture. Anyway, people were saying that the graffiti art looks a lot like Tobey Maguire's adaptation of Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man trilogy. I'm not going to deny that. It looks exactly like it. And people were saying that this movie is in that same universe as that Spider-Man, but to me, I think that's very highly unlikely. I don't think that's the case. I think it's like a good homage to that trilogy because let's be honest, that trilogy was great. Spider-Man back in the day was great. But we're moving on now. We're going with more advanced Spider-Man and all that. So I think this is just an homage to that trilogy. I don't think they're in the same universe. It would be cool if they were in the same universe, but I think that's highly unlikely. Now, what this also means is that Marvel and that the MCU and the Sony Marvel universe could be connecting now. So with the Sony universe, we have Venom, and now we have Morbius. And what that means is that we're going to be probably getting a crossover between Spider-Man and these three characters. And I think that's a great idea, especially with like the whole dispute with Spider-Man being the rights war between Sony and the main studios of the MCU. So I think this would be really good, having both these universes connected into one. So, all right, now let's talk about Michael Keaton's Vulture cameo. At the end of the trailer, you see Michael Morbius approaching a strange man who is revealed to be Michael Keaton's Vulture. Now, it doesn't really say that he's the Vulture, but we just kind of assume he's the Vulture because, hey, it's Michael Keaton. It's the fucking Vulture. They're in the same universe now. So there's a good chance that they might pull a fast one and say that this isn't Vulture Michael Keaton. They might pull a fast one and say like these two versions of Vulture. In this universe, Vulture is a paramedic or some shit, where in the Homecoming universe, he's the Vulture. So they might pull a fast one like that, but I think that's also highly unlikely. Because like I said, I think they're trying to connect the two universes. So I think that'd be really great. Because in Homecoming, we got Vulture, we also got the Shocker, and at the very end, we got Scorpion. So that's 3 out of the 6 for the Sinister Six. And with Venom and Morbius being added possibly into that 6, we now have 5 villains that could contribute. Now, I'm unaware of who the 6th might be. It might be Rhino. I'm really hoping that it might be Doc Ock. That it might be Dr. Octopus. So I think that'd be really cool. All right. Now, the question of whether or not Morbius will be a good guy or a bad guy, well, that's really up in the air. Morbius nowadays is more like an anti-hero trying to help people, but in the original comics, he was not. He was a bad guy. He was a tortured person just trying to escape the curse that he put on himself. So he would have done anything by any means necessary to cure himself, even if that meant a few body bags. Now, I know it sounds messed up, but how would you like it if you were turned into a monster and you couldn't see your family or anything like that? And that's basically what Morbius is. He's a monster and just wants to be cured. Now, I think Vulture might tempt Morbius into joining the Sinister Six with the promise of helping him cure Morbius. But I think later on, Morbius will snap out of it and become a good guy and help Spider-Man defeat the Sinister Six, or the villains, really. So, I think that'd be really cool. We might get like that might be the same with like Venom too. So I think we're going with like the whole anti-hero timelines now. So I'm really excited for that. Now the final point I'm going to talk about is Morbius versus Blade. And yeah, you heard me right. And you're probably wondering who's Blade 2. Well, to that I'm just going to say Google Blade. Anyway, Blade has been mentioned to be appearing in the MCU sometime soon. Now, we might get a brawl between these two, but I really think it's not going to come to them killing each other. Like I said, Morbius is more a scientific mutant vampire rather than the magical, more practical vampire. So his war on Blade might not even come. So these two might actually work together to fight the undead vampires of the Marvel Universe. So I don't know. Anyway, that's about all the points I got to talk about. If you guys enjoyed this show, enjoyed this video, leave that like and leave a comment if you want. If you have a different topic I could talk about. And well, I don't know. I guess we'll just see like how time progresses, and we'll see if we get any more info on the Morbius movie, and I could do other trailers too. So this isn't the first. This isn't going to be the only episode. This is the first of a new series. I promise you that. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. And I really need to come up with a catchphrase or something. But other than that, bye.